What's going on? Welcome back to another video. So today, as the title suggests, we're going to be talking about logbooking method when it comes to building muscle and weight training, etc. So this has been on my mind for a while. Again, another topic when it comes to anyone that's interested in the fitness industry, bodybuilding. Of course, the logbook method is quite a common tool or method of training that a lot of people tend to use in the industry. And personally, myself, I've never really used it, and I'm going to explain the reasons why and the reasons why I don't feel like it's such a benefit for myself and my training style and everything else. So I tried to make this video short and sweet, try not to ramble on too much, but I've seen people logbook, and I recently had a conversation with someone who is in the fitness industry. He's quite well known on Instagram. I DM'd him, just trying to get a bit of information from a logbooker, why they logbook, why they feel they need to logbook. And he basically took it the wrong way and thought I was like hating on his training style. Listen, there's no right or wrong answer. If you're interested in bodybuilding and so on, having a conversation or a debate, trying to expand your mind and knowledge, it's gonna just make you grow. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I was doing, but he took it the wrong way, like thinking I was just hating on his training style, and he's like, this is the way I do things. But I've literally been in the gym before, training with a training partner who does the logbook method, and he would do a set on his exercise and finish the set, go back to his logbook, and then say, oh, last week I did 7 reps of this and I just did 5. I need to go back and do it. So he would strap back into the set, put the straps on, belt, everything, just to do two reps. And I'm thinking, really? Like, I think that's just madness. And say you're going into your training workout today, and before you even start, you're putting on a piece of paper, I'm going to do 2 sets of this, I'm going to do 1 set of that, I'm going to do 3. What happens if you get, after doing 2 sets, you feel like your body wants to do another set or wanted to do more reps than what you actually did, but your logbook said 10 last week, so you did only 2 this week because it's slowly progressing. But you could have got another 4 more in the tank. For me, using the logbook method, it has its place in the industry, and it can be a good method used. But personally, I feel like it's a good method for beginners that are into their training. People who don't have experience, where they know about training intensities, they know about how hard they need to be working. So for a beginner that's coming into the gym, and I wouldn't say track all your lifts, just mainly like the compound exercises, and track to see, not what your one rep max is, because you shouldn't be doing that, but track to see what your top set was. So 8 reps of whatever weight, and was it to failure? Write down, was it to fail? That has its place. But for someone that is an online coach within the industry that is well respected, has a lot of people following and a lot of youngsters following him, he should not be using the logbook method, in my opinion. He should have, if he's been training for many, many years, he should have the experience and know his body himself, his own body himself, to know, has he worked hard enough? And also, why limit yourself? By putting 2 reps of this, 2 sets of this, before you even start, that is like a bad mindset, in my opinion. Like, you should be going into every workout, every set, every exercise, I'm just going to push my body to the limit, to the extreme. And I will feel, and I will be smart enough to listen to my body to know when to pull back or when to push more. Because there's so many different variables that come into play when we're talking about how many of exercises, how many sets, how many reps we should do. What was your sleep like last night? You could never justify that. You're not God. You cannot say, okay, you said you slept well. You don't know, or you used one of the rings or a tracking device to track your sleep. That's not really accurate. You do not know how good your sleep was, how good your recovery was. Did your muscles recover? Did your body recover? Your central nerves, did your mind recover? You cannot track that. You cannot track your water intake. You cannot track stress levels. You could feel like you're stressed or feel like you're not stressed. You don't know. Your body may be feeling anxiety. You know, all these variables that come into play, and the thing is, they fluctuate. You can use the logbook, you can track whatever, you cannot track that. Your levels are fluctuating daily, on a daily, regular basis. So you cannot say, I'm going to do 2 sets of this tomorrow and 3 sets. What if your logbook method said that you needed to do more? Like, let's look at it the other way. Say it said you need to do 3 sets of this. You do 1 all-out set, and then you're just finished. But your logbook says you got another 2 sets. Are you then going to go in and you have to increase? Bear in mind, they always say this: you have to progressively overload, whether it's intensity, reps, or you have to do more every single session. That is not life. That is not possible. So if the logbook said you have to do more reps of this, more sets, and you're finished after 1, you're going to then go and break your back or whatever just because of the logbook said? The logbook doesn't know how your body's feeling on a daily basis or during that set. How hard was that set? How hard was the set before that? You know what I mean? These are the variables that you, as an online coach that has taken a lot of money from people's pockets, should have the experience to do things differently. Like I said before, the beginner logbooking has its place because they don't know. They might not stick to a structured they might not stick to an unstructured plan. They really don't know what they're doing or how hard they really should be working. That's something they're going to have to learn over time. So the logbook method for them, tracking their top lifts and making sure that they're doing the certain exercises, that's fine for them. So let's get on to myself now. Just give you a brief about how I do things and how I feel like someone at the top level, someone that's been training doing this for 10 plus years, should do things differently based on they have the experience. They're able to feel their body, know when to push, when to pull back. And that's the kind of method that I do. So I go off feel for my body. Of course, I'm hitting the main compounds and I'm putting in a couple of accessory movements, and I call them detailing exercises within the workout, and I'm making sure my exercise selection is good, not always the same because we want to shock the body, but I'm smart with it, whereas I'm not going to go and do a deadlift and then a bent row straight after. If I am doing it even on the same day, I'll separate them out, or I'll split their movements into the next week, you know, things like this. I do this, but mainly every workout for me is different. Every training day is different. Every push day, every single session is going to be slightly different. I might do 4 sets one week. I might do 1 set the next week. I might do 2 sets, and I will change the sets within each exercise because I'm trying to shock the body. But I always push hard. I always bring. I know everyone likes to say they train hard and high intensity now. For me, for my level, I push hard. I like to push hard, and I know when to pull back. When I've done probably a bit too much, or if I haven't pushed enough, then I'll push more on the next exercise. But I know 9 times out of 10, when I come out of that gym, and when I feel the recovery the next couple of days after, I've worked hard. And that is what is going to add the building blocks on your physique over a long period of time. Not I listened to the logbook and I did too. And also we have to remember, we're not powerlifters. Most people are not powerlifters. We're bodybuilders. We're trying to build muscle. So we have to get out of this mindset of this strength thing. If our strength's going up, our body is increasing weight. Not always. That's not always the case. Because you could be lifting lifting a heavy weight. But if you drop that weight by 10% and use more mind-muscle connection and more squeeze and maybe controlled negatives, you're going to build more muscle in turn doing that. Because we can all push heavy weight. Most of the time when we do that and we're not thinking about the exercise and we're speeding things up, we're just using our joints. We're just pushing movements. We're powerlifting. So just because your strength is increasing doesn't mean your muscle is increasing. So we have to remember that. But at the same time, we also have to make sure that we are lifting heavy enough weight to stimulate and stress the muscle and tear muscle fibers and break muscle fibers down, in turn then going to grow muscle. So there's a fine balance with that, and I feel like a lot of people they're too focused on the strength. Is the weight increasing? Am I lifting more weight? Then I'm going to be definitely building muscle. That's not always the case. If we look at bodybuilding, this is an art form. This is not a case of we're just going to follow X, Y, and Z, and then it's going to in turn this. No. there's so many different things that you need to think about and critique and basically use your talent and skills throughout the exercise, throughout the training, throughout the programming yourself. It's not just log it down, we're going to get the results. I hope this video has been good and it's come across in a kind of way where you understand, but that is the way I do my training, the way I do my diet, the way I do everything, and I feel like it works best for me. Logbooking might be good for other people, but that's my opinion of it. I struggle to understand why it's good, why people do it. I guess they like to have a structure. For me, I like to have more of a less structure, where I have the freedom to listen to my body, because I see bodybuilding as a spiritual practice. When I'm training, it's a spiritual practice. I like to be free. I don't like to be structured inside a cage, and that's what I feel logbooking does for you, and it limits you and your mind. Anyway, that's my opinion on it. If you've liked this, smash the like button. More videos coming soon.